What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me real quick on this little blip that I'm going to insert here. It's going to go live before my showing of the last song today, my review of the last song. So I just wanted to take a moment here and touch on the news from yesterday. As most of you know, yesterday, the passing of Dustin Diamond, best known the world over as the lovable nerd Samuel Screech Powers on Saved by the Bell. From its inaugural season as Good Morning Miss Bliss through its reinvention as Saved by the Bell, as well as the college years and the news class. With the exception of the current reboot that's been happening over on Peacock, Dustin Diamond has appeared in every incarnation of the show, as well as the two movies, Saved by the Bell Hawaiian Style and Saved by the Bell Wedding in Las Vegas. In addition to those, Dustin has also appeared in the films Big Fat Liar, Pauly Shore's Dead, and Dickie Roberts' former child star as himself, as well as many others, including American Pie Presents The Book of Love, where he had an alumni character role. We here at Renegades Reviews, wish to send our condolences and support to his friends, family, and colleagues at this time. Like I said, I just wanted to take a quick moment here to touch on the passing of Dustin, being who I am, growing up when I did during the 80s and the 90s there, Saved by the Bell, having debuted back in 1989 through 93. That was the main run of the main show there. That was my prime teen years. I would say Saved by the Bell and Beverly Hills 90210 were the two teen school shows that really shaped my youth. Saved by the Bell, obviously, the more comedic, sitcom-y, slapsticky. 90210, the more dramatic. But that doesn't mean that Saved by the Bell never did drama. I mean, who can forget the episode of Jesse being addicted to pills? You know, there was so much going on there, and the cast literally had, albeit somewhat stereotypical, but representation, if you will, of every major type of kid that you would encounter in high school. You had Screech, the dork, the nerd. You had Lisa, the obsessed with fashion. You had Slater, the jock. You had Jesse, the feminist. You had Zack, the super cool kid who everyone wanted to be, the preppy, if you will. You had Kelly, the cheerleader. You had Tori, even in the later years, the tomboy who liked cars but was a girl and rode a motorcycle. He had a little bit of everything there. And no matter how much we as kids thought we were Zack, how much we thought we were Slater, deep down inside, there was a little bit of Screech in every single one of us. Because Screech was the conscience of the show. In recent weeks, I've seen on Facebook this meme go around about who was the dumbest character in sitcoms. And, you have like Waldo from Family Matters, and you have, I can't even remember all the characters on there, but you got all these really, really portrayed as dumb characters, but then they had Screech in there. And a lot of people were putting Screech, and I'm like, do you even watch the show, bro? Did you even watch Saved by the Bell? Screech wasn't stupid. He may not have had the street smarts that Zack and Slater did. He had the book smarts. You got to remember, there was that episode in the later years, just before graduation. Screech had the valedictorianship. He had the grades to be Bayside's valedictorian. He wasn't it. He gave the honor to Jesse because it meant more to Jesse than it did to Screech. And he only had her beat by like a couple of points. Screech was not an idiot. He was a nerd. He was a dork. He was on the chess team. But Screech was the heart and soul of Bayside. That's why he was there for the new class, along with Mr. B, Mr. Belding. Now, I'll admit I didn't watch a whole lot of the new class. Once my gain graduated, the gain on this T-shirt, I stopped paying attention. I did watch the college years, but that only lasted one season. They were going to college the year before I was going to go to college. So I kind of wanted to see what college was like. But I didn't really follow the new class because by the time they were into college, I was going into college. I didn't want to watch high school stuff anymore. I've been through high school. Done with that. There were a couple episodes that I watched of the new class. One in particular that stands out was one where the Max burned down or caught fire, something along those lines. And AC Slater came back for that episode. And I know, getting off of the acting part for a minute, going into Dustin's personal life, I know the last 15 years or so haven't been the best for Dustin. There's been a lot of turmoil and controversy between himself and his former classmates. The book Beyond the Bell that came out supposedly by Dustin, but Dustin said in a later interview that a lot of it was ghostwritten and fabricated based off of stuff that he had told the ghostwriter. Don't really know how much of that I want to believe. I feel that maybe Dustin was in a bad place at that point in time and just, in the words of Eric Bischoff, controversy creates cash. Took an opportunity for some publicity, ran with it to the bank. Obviously, it did not bode too well with his former castmates. A lot of them resented him. And the stuff that was said about them supposedly by him. That's why if you've been watching the Peacock series that's out, Dustin's not there. Everybody else is except him. And I don't think Lark has appeared yet, but I know the offer was there for her if she wanted to. When he came out and announced his cancer on January 14th, all I could do was hang and shake my head because I knew that with as bad a rap as he had had the last few years, that at that point in time, he was not going to be welcome on that set. I kept praying and wishing that once the announcement came out, that they would find a way to bring him onto season 2. And unfortunately, here we are 15 days later, and he's gone. He's left us. That opportunity will not present itself now. And I think that's a shame. I really had hoped that the cast members would have been able to put aside any personal differences to allow him to come back to Saved by the Bell, even for just one episode of the reboot. But situations like this just show that you should never hold grudges, that you should never allow personal to affect professional. Because Mario Lopez, Mark Paul Gosselaar, Tiffany-Amber Thiessen, Elizabeth Berkley, Lark Voorhees, Dennis Haskins are never going to have the opportunity to work with Dustin Diamond again. And some of them have taken to social media and have said some pretty positive things and paid some nice tributes. And then there's some people that have made posts and you kind of just got to wonder, are you doing this now because he's passed? Or have you really forgiven him? Life is too short, people. Don't hold grudges. Don't let personal get in the way of professional. There's always a way to make money. And sometimes for the betterment of business, you've just got to put personal to the side and roll with it. That's all I'm going to say on the passing of Dustin Diamond. This one kind of stings a little bit, I'm not going to lie. Dustin was 44 years old. As of filming this, I am 44 years old. I will turn 45 when I have my birthday this year. Dustin was my age. So, and it's just another piece of my childhood gone. You know, I am at that age where people that I grew up with, people that inspired me as a youth, are starting to fall. And it's very sobering sometimes. It's very humbling to remember that and to look at that. Because at the end of the day, we're all mortal. We're all flesh and blood, skin and bones. And when people pass, whether it's a personal acquaintance or somebody professional that I admire, I always come back to the same quotes. And I'm not going to tell you where the quotes come from. If you know, then you know. But I don't want to cheapen the quotes by giving it away. Saying goodbye, why is it sad? Makes us remember the good times we had. Much more to say, foolish to try. It's time for saying goodbye. Don't want to leave, but we both know. Sometimes it's better to go. Somehow I know we'll meet again. Not sure quite where, and I don't know just when. You're in my heart, so until then, wanna smile, wanna cry, saying goodbye. That's it for this. Tune in at the top of the hour for the debut of my review of The Last Song. Thank you for those of you that have been watching the show here. I'll see you next time.